Iran's reluctance to use its fighter jets against Israel can be attributed to several factors. Firstly, Israel's advanced air defense systems and F-35 fighter jets give it a significant edge in air-to-air combat and interdiction missions. Iran's air force, comprising over 300 fighter jets, may not be able to withstand Israel's superior technology and training. Additionally, Iran's air defense systems have been significantly weakened by Israeli airstrikes, making it difficult for Iranian fighter jets to operate effectively. Lastly, Iran may be cautious not to escalate the conflict further, especially considering the possibility of United States involvement. By not using its fighter jets, Iran may be trying to avoid provoking a broader conflict that could have severe consequences. Iran's decision not to use its fighter jets against Israel can be attributed to several strategic, political, and military factors. So when it comes to Iran's approach, they often go for asymmetrical warfare tactics. That means instead of direct military confrontations, they tend to use proxy groups and non-state actors, like Hezbollah in Lebanon. This kind of strategy lets Iran exert influence and put pressure on Israel, thereby keeping the risk of large-scale retaliation to a minimum. Now, if Iran were to directly engage in air combat with Israel, things could honestly escalate really quickly and snowball into a full-blown war. Both countries have advanced military capabilities, and any confrontation might lead to significant losses for Iran and could even pull in other regional players with its attendant geopolitical consequences. Israel, for its part, has developed some pretty robust air defense systems, like the Iron Dome and David's Sling. These would pose a major challenge for any Iranian aircraft trying to strike Israeli targets, which, makes the idea of using fighter jets against Israel a lot less appealing. So, regional alliances and diplomacy, well, Iran's leaders are likely aware of the geopolitical ramifications if they were to get into a military conflict with Israel. Engaging militarily could really antagonize other countries in the region, and, that might lead to increased isolation and even international condemnation. Now, moving on to internal considerations, Iran is facing quite a few internal challenges, including economic issues and, honestly, a fair bit of public dissatisfaction. If they were to engage in an external conflict, it could end up diverting resources and attention away from these pressing domestic problems. So when it comes to strategic deterrence, Iran might actually see its other military capabilities, like ballistic missiles and drone technology, as being more effective for both deterrence and retaliation. This kind of approach lets Iran, threaten retaliatory strikes against Israel, but without taking on the risks that come with conventional air combat. Looking at the historical context, in past conflicts, Iran has generally shown restraint when it comes to military engagements with Israel. For example, even though tensions have stayed pretty high, both sides have historically avoided direct military confrontation. Instead, they've tended to rely on indirect means of conflict and influence. Now, when it comes to nuclear considerations, as Iran continues to pursue its nuclear program, the regime might actually decide to avoid actions that could provoke a military intervention from Israel or, allied powers like the United States. Situations like that could really jeopardize Iran's long-term strategic objectives, especially with regard to its nuclear ambitions. So, in summary, Iran's avoidance of deploying its fighter jets against Israel is shaped by a mix of strategic military calculations, regional and international political dynamics, and a focus on asymmetrical warfare tactics. All of this helps minimize direct confrontation, while still allowing Iran to pursue its objectives.